This is the 2002, what I call inaction plan. One of the worst things in it is where it hides the death here. This is telling us that 60 people die a year, going up to perhaps 120 people. That is one of the biggest lies I've ever come across. Up here, sneakily, cheekily, 5,000 deaths with Hep C. Where do they get this mysterious 5,000 a year die with Hep C? If you remember the earlier document, where we said there was 1.07%, and 10 years later it had gone down to 0.93%. That's 50,000 deaths in 10 years. They're happy to use the bit of the document that loses 50,000 infections, but they don't bring up the 600,000 total. It's incredible, this document. Canada, they're telling the truth. 9 to 18 people have a condition that will shorten their life. 1 to 5 people will die of cancer. That's the facts. In England, we don't tell people that. They ran this kind of statement from 1990 to 2005. And in that entire period of time, no one in England was able to realise how dangerous hepatitis C was. The lie worked so well, our best clinicians are still saying it. This is what I said to the House of Commons. How can you have a debate on the liver if you haven't got this? You have got to know what is killing who. 8 to 10,000 Americans die from 2.7 million, a 0.33 death rate. You go to France, it's 2,000 from 600,000. You go to Canada, it's 850 from 250,000. Australia, 850 from 250,000. England, 50 from 500,000. Australia, they kept the carcinogenic status for Hep C from 1994 when it was first issued. By 2006, they noticed from the cohort of 75,000 patients, 5% were dead. 1 in 20 had died in 12 years of cancer. And in England, practically no one ever dies. Everything at the moment is shoveled gleefully into alcohol death. Any kind of death which is your fault, smoking, alcohol. Whereas we're drinking 9% more alcohol, but we're dying twice as fast of liver disease. Haemophilia, 100 deaths a year. Kidney dialysis, 20. HIV is a blurry figure, but more people are dying of Hep C in America than HIV. Our deaths from liver disease show an identical growth to all the others in the world. It's just we haven't got a death certificate in this country. If I go, it's because I'm a cirrhotic alcoholic. I'm not allowed to die of Hep C. Until we have people dying of this epidemic, we won't have a response for it. We've done 1 million Hep C tests in the whole of the noughties. I can show you an office in California where one little guy and 3 helpers have done the same number of test kit sales. He's got a budget of something like $200,000 a year. We have a budget of 100 billion, he's doing more. Until we call it a superbug, until we disease classify it, until our healthcare service says, it's our fault, we've got to put it right, nothing's going to happen. As long as it's seen as an 80% injector problem, I guarantee nothing will happen. I had one politician say to me, I don't see why we're spending money on doing anything for them at all. I said, I think it's wrong. There's decent people out there worth saving. Anyway, Jay Leno, he had hepatitis C in a non-A, non-B form, points out the continuity. It was always there, it was always a common deadly virus that you avoided the worst of by having a liver-friendly lifestyle. The treatment has always been a liver-friendly lifestyle. Globally, less than 10% of patients who have Hep C elect to do the interferon. Less than half of them clear. So 5% at the moment are benefiting from drugs. However, 100% of patients can benefit from a diagnosis. They can actually avoid the damage. The basic, most important epidemic paradigm we're missing is you test every known risk. Everyone who's been somewhere where they could have got something has to be screened. Epidemic control procedure. This is not what we're doing in the UK. This is another character which I regard, I call him the Hep Father, the most important figure in hepatology in the world. He used to run all of America's hospitals, retired to take up the Hep C epidemic. He runs a website called epidemic.org. Now, every outed the fact that 360,000 people each year got Hep C from the blood transfusions in America. His website's got a very good no risks get tested online form. Nothing can cure a delayed test. There's not enough livers for transplants. There's no known cure for fibrosis. You can't undo the scars. And this damage, once done, is damage done to the only organ that can rebuild your whole body. It's the life organ. It rebuilds your heart and your veins every, I think it's about 12 weeks. It's that important. It eats you dinner and makes you. The moment it's damaged, your life expectancy is damaged. So the whole point is testing and more testing. Every GP in Canada's job, every hepatologist in Canada's job, to make sure he's getting dozens, hundreds, thousands of diagnoses done. And they have. They're looking at 80% diagnosis levels.